So, folks, one of the things I do on Friday and Saturday, which are days I do not record content, is I stalk people on Instagram. And we found Taylor last week. She was gracious enough to come out. This week, I found a post she put out that I was like, that is creative. And I have no idea what that means. Taylor, the post was Starbucks versus gurus. Tell me all about it. What the heck does that mean? Because I have no idea.
Yes, yes. So, a lot of times gurus in the financial space will say you have to make your coffee at home. You can't go to Starbucks. You can't spend all your money at Starbucks or else you'll never be able to buy property.
Oh my God,
And
Graham Stephan, iced coffee guy. Yes, sorry.
I always kind of chuckle at that because the math doesn't exactly add up that if you bought a coffee a day at Starbucks, that you wouldn't then be able to turn that into also being able to buy a property. And so the reason I wanted to make that post was one, to just kind of poke fun at that, but also to remind people that the whole point of everything that you're doing is to enjoy the journey. If going to Starbucks every once in a while and getting a coffee brings you joy and is something that is good for your soul, then you should do it. I'm completely of the mind that enjoying your life is the ultimate thing that you are using money to do. Money is a tool to do the things that you want to do. And if one of those things that brings you happiness is a coffee at Starbucks, I want you to go get one.
I think that is awesome. There's so many things that came to mind as you kind of outlined that. First and foremost, it's really interesting to me, going back to your original interview on this channel, there are probably more people that are willing to give up on a $6 latte than house hack, which
Yeah.
is bananas, just bananas, right? House hacking is the cheat code to wealth. And I'm not even talking like Spencer Cornelia or Todd Baldwin with roommates, because that's just too
Yes.
much for me. But damn it, I could house hack a duplex, a tri, or a quad. People, what are you thinking? You're willing to give up a $6 Starbucks but not house hack? Are you kidding
Hmm.
me? What is
Yep.
that all about, Taylor? That's just nuts.
I know. I completely agree. I one of the biggest questions I get about house hacking that people have asked me, they're like, "Well, I'm thinking about house hacking, but I'm also thinking about having a kid soon. So I don't think I can house hack because I'm having a kid." And I'm like, "Huh, that is such an interesting limiting belief that you can't live in an apartment and have a kid, or you have to live in a single family home to have a kid." I mean, I have my daughter in two house hacks and it's been totally fine. I think my having my dog in the house hack was way harder than having my daughter in the house hack. But there are millions of people who raise families in an apartment, and you get to choose what that looks like for you. I think some people imagine house hacks as, you're like barely getting by and it's horrible in there, but you get to decide what that looks like. And so you get to create the life that you want in a house hack that saves you money. So there's ways to do it that are right for every different person, I think.
I just think first off, just to key on that. So one of my guests, Anna Kelly, um, she had a big house in Texas at the beginning of her journey. She had two kids. She sold that big house, moved in with her in-laws, which I'm sure was no fun. And then she house hacked a fourplex. She was in an upstairs unit in Pennsylvania in the snow with two kids.
That's
You can house
incredible.
hack with kids. I promise you.
You
It can
definitely
work.
can. It
There,
can be done.
there's nothing on the mortgage app or the lease that says kids aren't allowed. It's okay. You can do it. Yeah.
Exactly.
And then the other thing is I'm a numbers person, right? It's just numbers. My mom calls it a chalkboard in my head, and that's actually what it looks like in my head. It's funny. So a $6 latte times 30 days. It's a hundred,
Mm-hmm.
what? It's $1,080, right? Or whatever it
Mm-hmm.
is. And or $180. And you don't want to house hack and save thousands of dollars. I mean, and again, think about it. It's net, not gross,
Mm-hmm.
right? Right? It's I don't understand. People, it's so funny. People are willing to give up a latte versus house hack. And then the
Yeah.
other thing that jumped out at me is, have you ever read the book Millionaire Next Door?
Yes.
So Millionaire Next Door, I've been lucky enough to read it a couple of times. I actually interviewed one of the co-authors, Tom. I wish I remembered his last name. Thomas. I don't remember his last name.
I don't
Anyways, he's
remember.
one of the co-authors. Anyways, when you read that book, you typically come out of it with one of two answers. When I read it the first time, I was broke. And I was like, okay, it is possible to be a millionaire and be the average Joe. That's what
Hmm.
I took from it. Then I read it later in life when I had a little bit of money. And it's like all these people are sacrificing and not enjoying life. Back to your
Hmm.
whole, if Starbucks bring you joy, go do it. What's life about?
Yes.
So I think you said it. I think life's about being happy. If
Yes.
you are truly happy doing whatever you're doing, I think you win.
Yes.
I think I don't I mean there's no net worth of happy scores, but I think
Hmm.
at the end of the day when you go to sleep or you wake up and you're happy, I think you're winning. It's not
Yes.
money, it's not stuff, it's being happy. What do you think about that?
Hmm. I completely agree. My big why is to spend more time with my family because that brings me joy and makes me happy. And so, one of the goals that my husband and I have for this year is to enjoy the journey more. Like, that is simply what we want to do. And so, what does that look like? Well, let's make a list of paid and free things that we can do as a family that allow us to enjoy the journey more. That could be going to take a picnic on a Tuesday afternoon. That could be going for a walk to town and like grabbing a quick treat at the bake shop or going to the slide with my daughter. It doesn't have to be complicated for it to be joyful, for it to be fulfilling. Because the more fulfilling things that you have in your life, the things that are filling your cup, the better off you're going to be and the better mindset you're going to be able to have to do the bigger things that you want to do to pursue the passions that you actually are interested in.
Absolutely. And again, I think it is really funny. I think social, for all the good that social media is, there's also a lot of bad. And I think one of the things on the bad side of social media is it really does become about the flex, the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And you can do so many things in life to make you happy that are free.
Mm-hmm.
Walking to the park, maybe it's $5 at the bake shop. Do I think your idea of a picnic on a Wednesday or Tuesday is just so awesome. So you do a lot of great stuff on your Instagram page. What is it? Because people must follow it.
Yes, absolutely. You can follow me at Taylor Coleman Adams. I talk all things real estate and just living life to the fullest.
There you go. Thank you so much.